Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Jim Carrey Project. This is the project where we're watching all of Jim Carrey's movies in chronological order. I am your host, Brian Kondrach, and with me, as always, is
Carrie Grant.
And today, we just got finished watching Fun with Dick and Jane. This is a 2005 movie directed by Dean Parisot, produced by Jim Carrey and Brian Grazer, screenplay by Judd Apatow and Nicholas Stoller, and then based on the Fun with Dick and Jane by a couple different people. There's been some remakes or other versions of it, and the classic cartoon drawn out children's book, Fun with Dick and Jane. And it stars Jim Carrey, Tea Leoni, Alec Baldwin, and Richard Jenkins are the four that are recognized most on here. So let's go ahead and get started.
We should have some fun with Brian and Carrie now.
Fun with Brian and Carrie. You beat me to it. Nice.
Were you really going to say
No, I was not. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. What'd you think?
I like it.
Yeah, it was not a love.
I almost was a love. No, I do love it, I think. Yeah, no, I think I do.
Yeah, I remember seeing this when it came out in 2005. It was a Christmas movie that I saw with like extended family over a holiday break. And so saw it in theaters, and I thought it was really fun then, and it is still really fun. It's still a really like entertaining movie. Yes. We get a lot.
Aged really well.
Yeah, it actually, I think it aged almost too well.
It's a little sad.
We've had so many moments where
there's been so many dips
and everything
in economy like that, which is sort of happening now too. And then
everyone's just freaking out about not having any cash or any kind of income. So if you don't know the premise real fast, it is a story of a corporation in which Jim Carrey's character plays. He gets promoted to the new VP, and as soon as VP of Communications
to give.
And as soon as he does, he has to go on TV and tell the world basically that this global economics multimedia company has tanked, and all hundreds, 9,000 some odd employees, 4,000 and 9,000 are now broke. Right. Basically.
So he's the scapegoat for it, and he basically doesn't even know that it's happening.
And he gets all
it happens
flabbergasted
on air.
Yeah, so
it's based. Money show.
It's based a lot on the idea of Enron, which at the end of the movie they even
talk
think about. I heard about this movie, or this company Enron.
Yeah, the guy's like, I got a great new job at Enron.
Driving a Bentley.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it a little bit. First off the bat, if you have something.
No, go ahead.
First off, this is another movie that he's working with Brian Grazer.
Mm-hmm.
So they've obviously created a rapport with being producers and co-producers or anything. This is, I think, his first producing credit, which is his company is called JC23 Entertainment, which I think is funny because we'll talk about that next episode. Okay. just the funny bit. But and it's a Judd Apatow movie. So there's a lot of like really strong players, especially in mid 2000s. A lot of strong players in cinema that are coming together for this one.
Yeah, how much had Judd Apatow done at that point?
At this point, I feel
I keep thinking it's 2000. It's not. It's set in 2000, but it's 2006. He probably has had a few,
He's definitely had a pretty successful career at this point.
Yeah.
I can look that up, and we can peruse his career real fast just through the wiki.
Yeah, it definitely has like the clever, funny little bits that I think I always recognize with Judd Apatow movies. Yeah. Just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was looking it up. 2005, he had done Heavyweights in 1995. And then he didn't come around and start directing, producing, and writing again. He's probably done writing on a bunch of other stuff. He has.
He had that show.
Actually, these
Freaks and Geeks was around.
Freaks and Geeks. He was a Talladega Nights, Anchorman, Cable Guy. He was a producer on Cable Guy. And then he had directed 40-Year-Old Virgin just before this came out too. So it has a very similar feel. They
just like
mid 2000s,
funny, clever, kind of make you like chuckle. Kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can definitely feel him in this movie. And then, obviously with Brian Grazer, it's sort of, they're just working good together.
Top-notch group right here of entertaining people. What do you think about Jim Carrey's performance in this movie?
He's solid, classic. He keeps everything.
Being Jim Carrey.
Yeah. He didn't do quite as much like the big movement stuff. There's definitely some parts that he does.
Yeah.
But he had enough moments to do that, but it's not that old kind of Jim Carrey, like overly silly.
Ace Ventura.
But there's a few bits.
Yeah, he earns it though. I feel like I was reading some reviews about this, and they're like, it's just a vessel for Jim Carrey to be wild and anticky.
I don't feel like this one is.
And it's not. And where he is wild and anticky, he's in these moments with like high stress, where he's like, we know this guy is kind of a goofy kind of person in general. So him like freaking out and like falling out of the ceiling is like shows how inept he is as a robber and like as a thief. Even though he has made very well for himself by that point in the movie.
I agree with that completely. It sets him up as a little silly, even when he's in a good mood and he's singing in the elevator because he's happy he's about to get a promotion. Yeah. So it sets him up as being silly already. Yeah. And then you're right, like every other time he does it, it's warranted. It's something going on. It's the first time he's trying to rob.
Yeah, his hand gets stuck in the sleeve and he's freaking out.
Yeah, and then they get very comfortable robbing, and then he gets silly with some of those moments as well. I'm
trying to think the other part. He's falling from the ceiling. When they're in they get so suave at one point when they're stealing from the bank and they've got the full makeup on, but like them going into the sushi restaurant or like them going into the head shop, it's still like they're still so uncomfortable with what they're trying to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think they start having fun with it, and then he gets to have a little bit.
The other part is when he goes nuts at the bar. And he's like,
oh my God, that puppet is so good. When it came on, I do remember. I must have seen it a few times or something. But that puppet is amazing.
I don't even know how he moves his body.
It almost makes me want to go home and practice.
I know he's got the moment of the arms where it's like those are really attached.
How great would that be in an improv? Though? Like it comes up and you do that.
Puppet, look at me.
You should learn it.
I'll try. I'll practice it. I'm pretty sure that I did practice that after I saw this movie. Go in there and mess with it.
So funny.
Yeah,
he's good. He's solid. But he has good moments again too. Like it's funny. He did tear up a couple times, and then the last time he teared up, he was like, "Do you see?" Like it was part of the thing. He's like, "Do you see how I teared up there?" Like it's really good.
It's almost a breaking the fourth wall kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
But I did notice that he did it a couple times before, and I'm like, God, he tears up really good.
Yeah, he does. He really is good, and it's like he sells it in his eyes so many different places. Like
that a lot,
he snaps when he's so angry at the foreclosure notice, and he just like snaps and he has to steal the lawn back. Which another great scene. Like this movie has so many great visual and gags that work throughout it so well. But like when he snaps, he's like you see him just like death staring the neighbor, and he's like, "What are you gonna do? What do you want from me?"
He's great. Yeah. And Tea Leoni, I mean, she hangs in there with him 100%. I've seen her in things before that I really love. Yeah. But I loved her even more in this one.
I didn't really know who she was growing, or like when I saw this movie.
She had a show way back in the 90s, I think I watched.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't know who she was, and then this movie came out, and I was like mad crushing on her for a little while.
She's so cute and adorable, and she plays off of him so well.
They very much have
she holds her own too. Like some of the scenes where like I just watch her. I was actually watching her some of the time because I think she was funny. And when she had her swollen lips, we both said like, how do they do that? It must be prosthetics or something. But she was so cute with her little like chipmunk cheeks who like swell up and get her $14 for her fake Botox experiment.
Sorry about your bad luck. Here's your $14. Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
And I love that they made it last a few days, and then it kind of got a little smaller, and then finally kind of like went away.
Yeah, they have such a good rapport in this movie, a good relationship. Like it feels like just like him and Jennifer Aniston and Bruce Almighty. And I was gonna make some comparisons. Like it's like the reverse Bruce Almighty in this one, where he has everything he should want, and then he loses it all. And this one he doesn't have anything that he wants, or vice versa.
It's a family.
He loses it first and then gets it, finds like the relationship through stealing and everything like that.
Like we have said that before. Like I feel like he is great in a relationship, and he did it again in this one. Like the relationship feels so real and so solid, and it gets stronger as the movie goes on. Like they bond more over being broke and like having to find money and what they're both like doing things, you know, legally early on, and then they, you know, decide to rob banks together, rob things together, and they're in it together there. I mean, I don't know, it's just like it's a really great chemistry.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was trying to say, is that he has everything in Bruce Almighty, and he works hard, or he doesn't really work hard. He gets this shortcut and gets what he thinks he wants, but loses everything else. Where in this one, he has everything that he wants. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, he loses it all, but he becomes somewhat of a better person in that one. It's like, even though he's robbing everything, it's like, I don't know, it's weird. Maybe I just feel like their relationship is very earnest in this one, and so it felt very much the way his and Jennifer Aniston's did when they were at the beginning of Bruce Almighty.
I mean, they definitely made it where they did all this, they did a bunch of bad things. They were robbing a bunch of people, and there was literally no consequence
and not
for it,
a single.
They never got caught. There's never any consequence. Nothing bad ever happens. Which, you know, it's a lighthearted, funny movie. Yeah. So it, you know, it kind of, I guess, is a good thing. It keeps it light, and then they do a good thing in the end.
And
so
they
that's
return
all
the
good.
money to everybody.
But that's. I don't know.
It's fun.
Guess we should get in trouble. But.
Yeah, I know. In the end, this movie does not tell a very good moral story. It's like you get screwed by this guy, so you start screwing everybody over throughout the whole time.
Right.
I don't know.
It's definitely a weird thing. I actually was thinking too, like, I wonder, people have, at the time, I mean, we're in Houston, where Enron
was a huge thing.
And it was a big thing, and a lot of people did get laid off, and so I wondered, like, what was when someone watches this that really truly was laid off in like in a way that
really
it's like him, like, you're starting to lose your house, do they find humor in this, or is it just hit home with them and they hate it? I mean, I don't have that experience, and I don't think you do.
I don't know anybody who
where you look. I mean, we probably have lost jobs before, but like not to the point where you're
the desperation of everything is,
and you have a family to support and all that. So I don't know. That did go through my mind a few times, and now even since then we've had like the
housing crisis,
in 2008, and then now sort of things
COVID
going on.
So
I wonder if people would find sort of humor in that or not.
I would hope so, because it is very satirical. I mean, it is a real event that they're definitely poking fun at, where like everybody had to have that feeling or thought of like, if they were screwed by Enron, like, I'm gonna have to start selling my body. I'm gonna have to start stealing from like some sort of relief or like to figure out.
I mean, hopefully most people like went on and got other jobs, except for maybe the top people, but you know.
Yeah. I always find it so funny, and like the whole thing of how many VPs were laid off, like A, from really Enron, and B, in this movie, where it's like, it seems every employee at Globodyne or whatever it was called was actually like, there were no regular just employees. They were all VPs of something, and then the only other step up was CEO or like
they didn't do a lot of the ones before. They talked about that one lady, which I'm not sure if she was executive or not, the one who was like selling weed or something.
Like she probably was doing that anyway.
Probably. They touched on a couple, but not really. It wasn't about that level of story. So
the people who were just trying to do any means necessary.
I mean, I would hope that people, hopefully, if they're doing okay now, that they could go back, because there are real moments too that you're like, God, I know, I feel like that too. Like you see the angst in him and some of those moments. I mean, the rest is still pretty funny, but like, I don't know, maybe people can make can see the humor in their own situation. After that.
I was close to stealing,
just like that,
robbing a bank or whatever.
Exactly.
It's real funny that you brought it up too, like the 2008 housing crisis, because like there's so many, like I said, visual gags in this one where every house looks exactly the same. Every Beamer looks exactly the same. Every employee looks exactly the same. But then
all wear the same clothes.
There's so many small things, like all of the news, the ticker on the news, or like the things that come across as he's given his spiel, like little Globodyne is Globodyne, or like it's Globo dead. It's like what? Then there's the monologue, the giant house, the monkey in the backyard in the background. Did you see that when she's in the Botox?
I saw something
There's
moving.
a monkey like tearing up the lab in the background.
That's funny. I saw. You know what? I didn't know what it was, but I saw like movement back there. But I guess I wasn't paying attention.
And then like the carload of all of the immigrant workers, the migrant workers trying to jam into the tiny little hatchback. Yeah. Like that's definitely a Judd Apatow like kind of medium and gag
totally.
thing. So
a lot of funny. I mean, we laughed out loud a lot in this one.
This movie just is so much fun. Like I would have loved to be on set. We watched the gag reel afterwards, and it
wasn't a whole lot on there, but it was funny.
It's his name is Richard Jenkins is the guy who plays Frank Bascombe. I really like him as an actor. He plays an asshole in a lot of things. Or an angry dad.
Is he the one with the curly hair?
He's the one that's bald. That plays.
Who's the guy with the curly hair?
Who
he met with, and he was like,
Dick Harper,
come
on in.
And he was interviewing people.
I had his name
and then they robbed him later, and that's when they had the full body suits on and the funny voice microphone. And that was what a lot of the gag reel was. Is like even in the real movie, it's like he's doing the funny voice and he's doing like Mr. Roboto and like all that stuff, and he just has to sit there and like not break. And in the gag reel, he actually like whispers in his ear and then like kisses him, and then he obviously breaks and like falls down.
I know, so funny. I know who that guy is.
But that I thought that guy
he plays the dad on the Goldbergs.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And I don't know why I cannot find his name, or
that's weird.
Can't come up with who his name is.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna do.
He didn't have a huge role, but his little parts were kind of funny.
Yeah.
I thought
He is a funny guy.
Yeah.
And he has been in a lot. He has been in a lot of things for a long. Jeff Garlin is, I think, what it is.
I will remember.
Is it Jeff Garlin? I think it is.
I don't watch the Goldbergs, but it looks funny.
It is.
I just haven't gotten around to it.
It's one of those shows that it takes place in the 80s, mid 80s and stuff. And so when it came on TV, my mom was like, "Oh my God, Brian! It just reminds me so much. I remember you getting the video recorder and like recording you being Legend of Zelda and all this stuff. Like, oh, this is gonna be epic. Hold on,
That's hilarious.
Being the nerd kid, and then my brother was older. Yeah, Jeff Garland. He is a funny guy. He's got such a distinct sound to him, like that voice, which is he's almost like Seth Rogen.
Yeah, deep and a little raspy.
Yeah, exactly.
And Alec Baldwin was a perfect asshole, just like he can play a good asshole, and he does a lot. Not that I think about it.
Yeah, and there's so many just strong comedians. Like Alec Baldwin has been doing comedy and stuff like this since the late 70s, early 80s. So he's got like Jim Carrey is a super strong comedic actor, and then you've got Alec Baldwin on top of it, and you've got Tea Leoni on it, and then Jeff Garland. Like there's so many super
ones are so good.
Strong people in this one, and
the little boy was really good too. He was so funny, and I didn't remember that he did that. He speaks Spanish because he has a Spanish nanny.
Yeah.
A lady who speaks Spanish.
But he speaks it with like
with
everything
such a good
correct.
accent, and then when he speaks English, he still has the accent, which is even funnier, I think, when he's actually speaking English words with that accent. But he's so good. I wonder if he really is like bilingual, because he was so good at it. Yeah. He was so cute.
I don't know where that kid had that sense of timing, but he is a fantastic comedian.
He did great. He looked pretty small too.
The guy who played the bald CFO guy was also the father in Step Brothers. He gets very good in that one.
Yeah.
Who is Angie Harmon? Is Veronica Kleeman, which I think is the thing. Where's this kid? Where's Billy Harper? Aaron Michael Drozen. Okay. I've never even heard of him.
No, but he did great too.
Oh, look how cute he is in his IMDb.
He's bigger now.
Oh, it looks like he's a stage kid. Actor known for John Dick and Jane, Nutcracker, and then Ant Bully. No, he hasn't done a whole lot since.
A couple kid ones. Yeah.
No, he hasn't been working very much.
Good. Let me see if there's anything else I wrote.
You brought up Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
It's so funny that he's playing this super skeezy CEO, because I was looking it up. This is the year before 30 Rock comes out, where he plays not a skeezy CEO, but he definitely plays like the CEO.
Yeah.
It's like the not everybody is as good as he is. He's like, what do you expect me to do? I've got a CEO business business to do.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I feel like he's done that in
Yeah.
several movies.
Yeah.
Even I feel like there's a younger one. What is it? The Mike, one of the
I don't know.
Dr. Seuss ones. He played the bad guy, and he looked really young in that one.
And the Cat in the Hat?
Yes, Cat in the Hat.
I never
he
saw
was
that
very
one.
like he was just like that. Like,
skeezy CEO boss kind of
guy. Yeah, just ugh.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
he's been doing that one for a while.
Yeah, he's good at it. This movie has so many great moments in it. Like the voice scene we talked about. It's like that's probably one of the best scenes in any movie. Like just the voice scene where they're doing the voice boxes.
Yeah, the voice boxes.
But then the indicted scene where he finds out he gets indicted. I love that moment where he's chilling and then he really like pops up so quickly and is just like what, indicted, and then just goes on.
He just says the word over and over again. Indicted.
Yeah. I didn't take
like
very many notes.
I didn't either. I just wrote like funny little bits, a lot that I thought was just cute and funny.
Yeah. We have a lot of the same ones. It's a puppet bit and everything we already talked about.
I did write one part that I thought was a little, I mean, it's fine and funny, but odd. Like when he worked at Costmart.
Yeah.
And like he had to
greet every
person and make a comment on where they should go, which is very much like stereotyping everybody who walks in. So like the younger girl, like try makeup on this aisle, and like the one guy's like, your gun emporium, the guns are in this aisle or whatever. It's just, I mean, it's funny. It was funny. I mean, it wasn't done in like a ugly way, but I was just like, God, what if that really happened? Like, well, every time I walked into Walmart or Costco, they would be like, okay, ma'am.
No, that's what your email.
Large ladies' underpants in this aisle. Like, what? That's not me.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
No, that's your targeted ads on Facebook and like emails.
That is true. That probably does tell you a lot about what people think of you.
This is completely off on a tangent, but like Target got sued because somebody's daughter got like a mailer that was like, here's baby formula, and her dad was like, there's no way my daughter's pregnant, and it like ended up being that she was. And it's like the algorithms were able to tell just by like her switching like one or two buying habits that like, oh, she's pregnant now, or possibly 80% sure she's pregnant. And they were like, that is way too targeted of information.
That's
like
crazy.
Demographics and like habits and buying habits.
It's really kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, just look at your email, look at your Facebook
There was
ads.
one the other day too that I had something pop up, and I was like, I like feel like I just thought that.
Yeah.
Like maybe I said it out loud and Alexa heard me or something, but like Alexa, she just started listening.
Yeah, we have a Google. It's listening right now. Oh yeah. Oh, that's something that I thought was real funny about this movie, because it's 2005. Looking back at 2000, there's so many little like pre-internet or like early internet things that are happening in the movie. And like, the Gore Lieberman stuff is just freaking
There's Gore Lieberman everywhere. I guess they really were like...
They wanted that to happen. Get rid of Bush.
I guess. It was like almost like advertising, but after the fact,
But like the only real thing we ever saw on the internet was when he was with Jeff Garland's character, and he's like, hey, look at this thing we made, and it's a stupid flash animation of like, that's terrible internet.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh my God, this movie is so much fun. I love it so much. I would probably watch this if it were on TV. Like if it was just
totally.
I'll check this one out.
If it came on tomorrow and I was just like hanging out, I'd
might as well just leave it on.
Yeah, totally.
So we're getting.
I think it's on Netflix right now too. I just saw it the other day. So
I have the DVD. So.
We have the DVD, or he had the DVD. But if you want to watch it, I saw that it was on Netflix yesterday. So like one of the new pop-ups.
Apparently this had a 1977 version of it.
Oh, wow.
I didn't do any research into that one.
No.
There's the novel, which is like, how do you get this kind of movie from the novel? But maybe I need to go back and actually read the novel and see what it is, because it's like, I wonder how true to the source material. See Dick run, see Jane run, see Spot run. It's like that, okay. Now what?
But that's not part of that. Is that the book?
I don't know if that's what it is. I mean,
that's
not.
That's a kid book. That's literally all it said. I think, honestly, and they didn't even play it. What they did it with the opening, but they didn't really do it anymore. Yeah, for that. Maybe it's just like a play on the name.
Yeah, it could have been something. It could have been a completely different kind of like movie if I had known anything about this book. And I mean, you pull it up on the internet, and it's of course that picture that has that Fun with Dick and Jane. The Penguin Young level. I guess they go through a lot of adventures because it's a level 2 young readers novel. Level so 2. I guess your kids might be in like the right age to be reading this one. Actually,
maybe my youngest would.
Yeah.
Or he might be like, "This is boring."
Have them read it to you so you can find out the difference of it, and they get to do it. So. Let's. What else do you want to talk about?
I think
we both kept talking about how beautiful it was, and trying to figure out where they filmed the movie. And
then finally they said Southern California, which is what we thought.
Yeah, we were both like, that has to be the palace.
Yeah, well,
whose house is
that? One
that?
house looked like it was in the hills of
somewhere in the hills of Malibu,
Calabasas
Palisades
or something.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
What else?
The illegal immigrant part, did that feel any weird to you at all?
No, I think it
didn't really to me either, but I thought maybe
it's not really they didn't play it as a stereotype thing. They played it definitely like that happens all the time, especially in Southern California. It happens here in Houston. It happens everywhere. And the fact that he, got the weird lisp and he got his wallet stolen, basically.
Yeah.
He's covered in dirt. He looked very tan in this.
Yeah, he did look very tan.
So him being wrapped up in all this and kicked out is pretty funny. He was actually much better at getting people back into the country than he was.
They all escaped pretty easily. I don't know how that happened.
Life of crime at the beginning.
Yeah, they escaped pretty simply.
That's funny. I was reading here just a couple of interesting trivia things. They actually had to stop filming, which I did read that this thing was behind schedule, like 2 weeks of filming. But one of those weeks, it was because Jim Carrey had to go and do press appearances for Lemony Snicket's, which we watched last time. Then Jim Carrey, when he fell, we were talking about that. They just kept rolling it when he fell in the desk. Yeah. And then Téa Leoni really hurt her shoulder in the scene when she slid over the coffee counter. Oh yeah, which is like that had to have been a legitimate issue right there.
That's funny. Yeah. A long time ago, I remember reading that it was Jim Carrey's idea to switch the Sonny and Cher.
Yeah,
and he plays Cher and she plays Sonny, which fits because she's shorter and stuff. And he kept doing the tongue.
So another thing I just read, Cameron Diaz was originally set to play Jane, but because of different directors, different writers being switching around, and then the delay is when they brought in Téa Leoni. Can you imagine this being a Cameron Diaz and Jim Carrey again?
No, Téa Leoni is the right choice on this one.
Well, especially because 100%. Of their relationship they had in The Mask. Yeah. It would have been weird for them to just team up again.
Yeah.
It would be almost like a sequel, but not like a sequel or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the chemistry between Téa and
it's different.
It's totally different. I think it worked for this.
Yeah, the relationship they had, and this might say that how good of an actor they were if they take that relationship that seemed so sensual and sexual in The Mask, and how would it have been if they were in this one? Would it have had that kind of sexual tension, or would it have been a lot more of a natural, actual intimate, family relationship kind of feel? To it. Who knows?
And also, I mean, they liked each other, and then they planned on having sex that one day. But also, they almost kissed 3 or 4 times, and then finally at the end they do kiss, and I bet that was sort of planned.
Yeah, I think that.
First they're both busy and they don't kiss, and then they both have busted up lips and they don't kiss, and then finally. At the end, they do kiss.
Those are moments in this movie that just what makes it so good.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Or the ow. Oh, and then we see when they steal from the coffee shop. We're talking about that.
Yeah.
They're give us the coffees, and then later when they steal from the sushi restaurant, they have sushi and edamame.
Yeah, afterwards.
Yeah, they always have a little bit of extra something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I really love and I think that's. I mean, I feel I don't know if that's Judd Apatow or I feel like it's him that does a lot of that because I feel like he does that in other ones, and it's people enjoy those little bits. I think so.
I just found out that the remake. The original one is 1977 with Jane Fonda and George Segal, which
interesting.
I mean, that could be is that supposed to be a comedy or is that supposed to be more of a dramatic one?
Probably a comedy, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Be interesting. Maybe I'll
I don't
we'll
know.
watch a little bit of it if we can find it.
There's so many great little references. I feel like they referenced a bunch of Jim Carrey's old movies in this one too.
Again? I feel like they always do that.
Well, they made a specific Val Kilmer reference, which
Right.
Val Kilmer was Batman when he was the Riddler.
Sure.
Where was it? I had it written down and I can't think of what it was. I don't remember. Felt like the asparagus when they're dining at the table
The kid
and Billy
does
is
it.
putting all the things in his mouth.
He does.
That's straight up out of Ace Ventura.
You're
too,
right.
at
You're
that
right.
point.
That is so funny.
I think those were two specifics. There
that's
might have been more, but I don't know.
I wasn't really looking for them. That's so true. And we've watched a lot of other movies where he references his old ones.
It's like, wouldn't you do it? It's like, this would be funny. Make him do it. this time.
Totally. He probably told the kid to do it.
Do that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's see what your ratings were. What'd you give it?
It's so solid. I'd still think it's great for now. I'd say like a 9.
Yeah. I give it 8.5. There's a couple of weird tonal shifts that don't make sense, and it's like the characters are so endearing and they're so fun, but like they certainly went off the deep end what seemed really fast. So the pacing of the movie I think could be good, but when it comes to like Jim Carrey, Tea Leoni, all the actors are solid actors in this one.
Yeah.
So I'll give it 8.5.
Okay.
It's real funny that Tomato Meter, Rotten Tomatoes, gives it a 28%.
Okay.
And then the audience has a 49%. So it does not get good ratings. And what I was reading about it when it was...
They just want something different than it is.
Yeah, but it's not. When I was reading about it is that it came out around the Christmas time.
The Christmas
times.
The times around Christmas.
Yeah, it came out with... I think it came out against a bunch of other really big things.
Yeah.
Also, the trial of Kenneth Lay and Jeffrey Skilling were actually going on at the time. So it's like, I already got enough Enron. I don't need to hear more of it or whatever.
Could be.
So everyone called it was his tired slapstick and suggested there's something else that you could watch. Which is sad because it's like, I think it's fun. It's just it has a consistent tone.
Yeah, I think so. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like don't try to make it something it's not.
And it had a budget of $100 million, which went over budget a little bit, but it ended up making 204.7. So it made double what they did on it. Actually, made more in the following weeks of the holiday season as opposed to the first weekend that it was released, which is like, I saw it with my family. Probably a lot of people saw it with their family.
Maybe after that, I can see that. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like it's like a holiday movie.
No, so it just happened
like after like January when you're like, what else is going on? Then you go watch that.
It was actually released December 21st, so that was definitely the I'm home for Christmas from college.
Yeah.
At this point, or at least hanging out with family for college, so. We probably saw it the 26th or 27th of December, so the same week that it came out.
You need to laugh and have something peppy afterwards.
Exactly. You're so weighted down from heavy emotional family confrontations.
I thought you were saying it weighted down from all the food.
That also food. Deep emotional issues.
Well, Tea Leoni, looking at Tea Leoni, and even Jim Carrey in this one, I thought they both looked very fit and will make me go out and go for a run. So that'll work too.
The Jeet Kune Do, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, that's gonna wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching us and enjoying these Jim Carrey movies as we go through there. We only have about 12 left before we get to the 12 episodes left, which is kind of sad, a little sad. But please,
come on, make a few more real fast, Jim Carrey.
We just saw Sonic. We need more. Go fast. Let's make that sequel. Like the things that we do, please comment. Tell us if you like this movie or don't like this movie. Listen to us on podcast form if you want to hear us through your ear holes instead of your eye holes. I don't know your eye holes. Look at your eye holes.
Talking about people's
all of them. Too many weird holes. Sorry. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Who cares?
Watch us with your eye holes.
Yeah, watch us with your eye holes. Join us next time where we will be watching, taking a very sharp turn from the last couple of movies, and we are going to be watching The Number 23, which
I think I've seen that.
One of his only thrillers. I think he has another kind of thriller, but it's a thriller. I've never seen it.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
I didn't feel like it was worth my time. Cat. Sorry, a cat just walks past my window. Anyway,
Like a dog.
Thanks for tuning in to Jim Carrey Project. I'm Brian Kondrach.
And Carrie Grant.
And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See y'all later.
Cat!
Squirrel! Puppet!
Squirrel! That's pretty good.
Bye!
You can use a little more work, but it's not bad.
It's he does the.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make the arms like.
It's pretty good.
It's like the robot.
Funny.
Oh my gosh.
Funny.
This is a fun episode.
That was fun.
We did it! I should probably stop
Check.
recording this.